Thank you,
for your
John.
time.
Morning, Commissioners. I'm Cheboygan, I live in Grant Township. I just wanted to share a concern that I have. Because of misalignment of values and direct conflict with our county identity and master plan, my husband and I have shared concerns with County Administrator Lawson, who's responsible for our county council's contract, regarding their ability to work with our planning and zoning team on developing our solar, wind, battery, and data center ordinances. These ordinances, along with building our 10-year master plan, require a foundation of absolute trust, which we believe current firm cannot provide. We need a very strong advocate for the people in this county and our community. We would request that the board vote to replace current council as soon as legally possible, so we can rebuild our relationship of trust in our community. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let her go first. My name's Joe Long, Mr. Sherry Long. I'll be a little more blunt, especially in light of today's combined meeting with the master plan, with planning and zoning folks that are here. This issue is critical. It has reached critical mass based on her recent activities downstate with the YouTube video that I've shared. It's imperative that we address this issue that affects the long-term viability of our soon-to-be updated master plan and the ordinances that follow. This is our authority as planning and zoning. Everything is derived from the master plan, and it's tainted as long as she's here. Under paragraph 8 of the county attorney's contract, the board has the explicit right to terminate her services simply by issuing a 30-day notice, period. That's all you have to do. We don't need a lengthy, extensive legal battle over the for-cause firing, of which there's ample evidence. We just need to exercise the contract's existing terms, paragraph 8. 30-day notice, that's all it takes. There are two undeniable facts that prove that what is doing right now, why this is necessary. There's a direct conflict of interest involving Ms. Kaufman. The 53rd Circuit Court stepped in and completely vacated the Northern Water Solar Park permit because the county process was legally indefensible. As county counsel with her claimed decades of zoning experience, her job was to protect us from that exact liability, and she failed. Furthermore, her ongoing ties to state-level energy frameworks create an inherent undisclosed conflict of interest when this board is trying to pass local solar moratoriums and correcting the deficient ordinances that are in place today from 2019. The recent video evidence is our second fact. Her latest public meeting video completely documents her pushback against the board's legislative directives and willingness to follow a path in being stewards of the natural resources that our Creator has given us to manage, instead of acting as a neutral tool to execute your decisions. This video shows her actively defending a failed policy over the will of our commissioners, which is you, and the God-fearing tax-paying citizens, which is us. We make up the vast majority of the citizens of this county. Okay? When a court has to strike down your county's flawed legal work, when your own attorney is fighting your political direction on camera for the world to see, then that relationship is broken. You don't need to pursue the material breach of contract that is present and very defensible. We don't need to go down that road. You just need to look at paragraph 8, issue the 30-day notice, and transition to an independent legal counsel who will actually protect our community's master plan. As such, I'm requesting that she not be present nor involved any further with the master plan update, nor have any influence on its direction moving forward through the planning and zoning representatives that are here. That includes any other advice that she might give our Michael Turret, who's caught in the middle of all this. It's not fair to him either. Okay? I know I'm up against the time, sir, but I didn't hear what you said about the other, what's the name of it? You have another firm that's gonna assist us with solar. Are they gonna be involved with the master plan as well, or just the NPSC?
It's possible we'll use them in special areas in the master plan. We haven't got to that junction yet, so part of our conversation this afternoon is figuring out which direction we want.
I'll clarify my request then, that she not be present or involved with the master plan moving forward, because she's taken. And it's not fair to Michael Turris to be in the middle of this, when we're trying to move together as a team. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
Oh,
Please come up. Louis, man behind you.
But,
From the
I'll
plan.
yield to you.
Well, I hadn't asked to be on the agenda, but my name is Chuck Purdy.
You don't have to be, Chuck, right now.
you're the man.
He's the Secretary of Planning.
I'm also the chairman of the ZBA, and I've been at it for someplace between 40 and 45 years. I'm not going to have any comments right now on pertaining to our joint meeting, but Mr. Studer brought some questions up that had been in my mind for a long time. Several years ago, we had a change in the way the county was handling the members of the planning commission, and I believe several other commissions. Up until that time, we were actually treated as independent contractors. A couple of years ago, that changed, and they declared us county employees with our place of employment, the county building. I don't agree with that interpretation. The question was asked about job descriptions. We have none. We are we're carrying out our activities based on the training we receive, not from the county. In regard to visiting sites, I personally would not set foot on any private property unless I had the property owner's permission. But that's a separate issue. We had a joint meeting several years ago up in Mackinac City, and the question came up about enforcement of the regulations. At that time, the commissioners and Mr. Lawson stated that enforcement was going to be carried out by virtually anyone having anything to do with enforcement or peripheral to enforcement, which would include the construction code department and members of the planning and zoning department. As such, I would see Mr. Studer's case that he felt he did have some right to be out there at the behest of some member of the public. I personally go out and see many things that I think are problems. I don't get on private property. I actually got to the point where I don't even report violations of the regulations at this point. We don't have anybody that can enforce them. We don't have the personnel. The Planning and Zoning Office does not have the personnel to enforce the regulations we have. I'm personally probably going to no longer be a member of the Planning Commission at the end of my appointment. I don't feel I'm accomplishing anything. We pass regulations which are not enforced. We have, we issue special use permits, which the conditions of those permits are not enforced. We have site plan reviews where we have conditions that have to be met to make the site plan requirements. They're not enforced. We have things that I personally turned in years ago and have reinforced my comments several times. They're still unresolved. I can go up and down any street in the county and point out infractions of the regulations, one after another. I don't feel that I'm being productive any longer by being on the planning commission or the zoning board of appeals. That's my personal opinion. I think Mr. Studer in some ways has a case. I don't agree that he should have been on private property, but he's kind of between a rock and a hard place, literally, in that the county says he's an employee. The Board of Commissioners in our joint meeting said that it's a joint responsibility of the employees of the county to help with enforcement of the regulations. In that regard, I think he was doing what he should be expected to do, in your opinion. If he was an independent contractor, that's something else. But it's no longer, we're no longer considered independent contractors anymore. We're employees of the county with our place of employment in this building. We do not have any supervision as the employees. We don't have a job description. We don't have any employee evaluations. So I see no way we can be considered employees. But that's the way we're being treated. So I will have my own comments later in regard to our joint meeting. But this is in regard to Mr. Studer's comments.
Thank you, Jeff.
You're welcome.
Louis Mounts, institution. Regarding that parcel with the old junior high school, with our recent natural disasters we've been having, I think it would be prudent upon the county and the city jointly to get that building. I know we may have some expenses to get it to be 100%. However, it does have showers in there. It does have, does have locker rooms and showers for men and women, separate sides of the gym. The classrooms can be turned into makeshift dormitory style accommodations for county and city residents in the event that they are in fact displaced from their house, or like in a severe weather event that our power goes out. I know we should have, I think we have a generator that can be brought into the old junior high school and used for that purpose. And I would also entertain the fact that we could potentially bring the senior center from Sand Road into the city and put the senior center inside the city of Cheboygan. It does have a kitchen in there. At least last I knew, when I was walking those halls in the early 80s, late 80s, early 90s. So it can be used for senior center, could be used as an emergency shelter for the community. And I think that would be a wise decision to consider. But on this other issue that just was before the board, you have an HR. So where is our HR in this discussion? Shouldn't we have an HR person writing up a job description for every person that's in this county doing county business? Thought that was why we hired this person for. So, you know, to me, management of the, of some of the fairs needs to be questioned. So,
Thank you, Lou.
thank you.
Anyone else? Hearing no more, any board member comment? Let's start with Rich.
Yes, actually, I would like to make a comment, and seeing that we have a city council member here, I'd like to say kudos to the city this weekend. I don't know if anybody was in town, but they've been doing a great job, the DDA down there, Polly, and everything they've been doing. It's been very noticeable. A lot of people like doing a great job. It's looking good. The storefronts are looking good, so. Mr. Chair, is it okay if Mr. Ormsby speaks for a second?
Absolutely.
I've only been on the council for 2 years, but beginning about 5 years before that, roughly, the DDA was kind of restructured and made it happen. And they've done a real good job at promoting this town, promoting activities in this town. The town, like this weekend, there wasn't a parking space on Main Street at all. And they've done a heck of a job.
And that's
Thanks,
enrolled,
buddy.
they're enrolled in Main Street program in Michigan too. That's big, and I really took the step in.
Sharon would call that.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that with us, Commissioner Sangster, and I would ask Mr. Chairman if, would it be appropriate for this board to send a letter to the DDA acknowledging the work they're doing and supporting?
I was doing that on my behalf anyway, but you do it on behalf of the board.
Yep. That'd be
I was
great.
gonna send Polly.
Make sure that message gets to those folks.
Tom? Any comment?
I just want to make one comment in regard to what Sharon Lang said earlier today, the fundraiser for the flood program. There really was a program done by Sharon Lang, Brian Lang, and Nate King. They basically took it upon themselves. They were not tied to the county. Sharon's contractor with the county, but she did that basically on her own. She went over and got the KFC hall, rented for free. She had a lot of auction items and people that volunteered. So every dollar that was raised at that event went to the flood victims. It went to Grant Township, Tuscarora Township, Salvation Army, Lord's Kitchen. It was all monies that were going to be used for flood relief for those victims. And I just want to point out that it was nothing that any organization did. It was just those three people that raised that money for those jurisdictions. So
This county is one of the most loving counties I think I've ever experienced in my lifetime.
it is.
That's one of the reasons I did that.
That was a perfect example of just
Thank you.
forgiving.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks.
Mike, you have any?
I'm all set.
I'm all set. Steve?
Yeah, I do have a comment. I very much look forward to the joint meeting that we're gonna have with our planning commission this afternoon. I think it's long overdue, and look forward to that discussion. But I would like to circle back to a comment made by Mr. and Mrs. Lang both, or Long, excuse me, relative to council. During our combined meeting, I'm gonna put forward an idea here today that has to do with conservation overlay districts and such. In a different way, perhaps to look at what power we do have under Public Act 233. But I do gotta share that I've been following this subject for a while and was able to see the video that Mr. Long referenced and hear our council's statement. And I hope that we can have further conversation about that, because going forward, we need a council that we can put everything under one umbrella, in my opinion, sir. And that would be the revision of our master plan, which is critical, the revision or changes to the ordinances that we have in place, and also represent us as in the intervenor process in front of the Michigan Public Service Commission. So I think the time it's an opportune time because we need a new form of council, and I'll go ahead and defer to Mr.
Yeah, I was just wondering why we went with that Clark Hill. Is it because of the comments made here today? I mean, why didn't we keep? I mean, I agree with it, that's why I voted for it, but I just wondered why we went.
If you appear in front of the PSC, they're firms that have PSC experience, so to be primary. They have also represented the community in intervening, although there are several other firms that are doing that also. So, and just kind of like you have physicians that specialize, they're specialized attorneys, and that's what they'll need to go in front of the PSC if that occurs.
Okay, good, thank you.
Mr. Chair, I just kind of want to double tap what Commissioner Warfield said there. I too watched that video, and I have grave concerns in the current city council, and we need to have an in-depth discussion in reference to that.
Thank you, Dale. Anything further then from the board regarding board member comment? Okay, we're gonna go into a joint work session, but before that, we're gonna disband and bring lunch in here for the board, and then any planning commission that's here. And this afternoon will be spent in planning commission and board interactions. So this part of the moment is adjourned, this part of the meeting is adjourned until lunchtime.
Yeah, we're gonna get the room set up for the joint session, and lunch will be here sometime between 11:30 and 11:45. So we'll have a little while for us to set up the room here.
Public welcome to come into this meeting.
Yep, it's a public meeting.